In this topic, let's discover more briefly about the elements of a project charter. Let's now take a look at some of the elements of a project charter. A business case highlights the current situation of an organization from a customer and business perspective. It also provides a justification to change the current state. A problem statement clearly defines and quantifies the problem or pain. The project goal or objective quantifies the goal and establishes the project due date. It also sets realistic targets that are achievable. The project scope identifies process and project boundaries to ensure that a project can be completed in 3 to 4 months. CDQ and metrics is an important element to the project charter. The voice of customer, or VOC, must be heard, understood, and included when defining a project. This includes primary and secondary metrics. Team members are another element of the project charter. They include approvers, resources, members, and interested parties. Timelines and toll gates are also mentioned here. Potential benefits of projects, both financial and non-financial, are highlighted during the commencement of the project, taking into consideration the fact that a detailed estimation of benefits may not be available at this time. Let's take a look at an example to identify the elements of a project charter. Here is an example of a project charter. This is not necessarily the standard format, but is a preferred one. Just keep in mind to note the elements that need to be present in any project charter. A business case is a well-articulated description of the underlying need for a project. It provides a background of the problem from a business perspective. It mentions the processes and products which are impacted. And it highlights the current situation from a customer's perspective, providing a justification for change. Also, it aims at creating a sense of urgency to cause a change. While drafting a business case, cover the following elements. Customer's concern. Make sure to describe it as told by the customer. Impact of customer concern on business performance. Look at the long and short-term impact. Potential benefits of overcoming the problem, and how it will improve customer confidence about the products sold. Prevalence. Where, and in which business or product, is this problem observed? How widespread is the problem? And the specific geographical area in which a problem is observed. Longevity. For how long has the problem been observed? And are there specific trends? Please read this business case example. The average number of complaints has consistently increased by 20% in the past year, resulting in extra costs. The company wants to do a project to find and reduce the number of complaints to a minimum. Problem statement clearly defines the problem and helps us to communicate this to others. For this reason, it should be a very concise statement. While drafting a problem statement, cover the following elements. The defects that we are targeting to improve. Quantification of each defect and hence its problem. Location of occurrence of the problem. And the duration for which the problem seems prevalent. Please read this example of a problem statement and move forward when you're done. There are 2 types of metrics to assess the measure of success of any Six Sigma project. They include primary metrics and secondary metrics. primary metric is a measure which quantifies the problem that is described in the charter. It is also known as project CDQ. It is a measure of success of the project, and it is the reference throughout the project. Therefore, it should directly or indirectly impact customer pain points. Key process output variables, which are the CDQs of a process, or input variables, which are the CDPs of a process, can qualify to be project CDQs. For example, average complaints per month, turnaround time of installation vendor, or receipt of order to installation call. Secondary metric is a measure which acts as an indicator to ensure that the improvement in primary metric is not achieved at the expense of another important measure. Therefore, it can be considered as a countermeasure or consequential metric. Thus, secondary metrics will be monitored throughout the project to ensure that it does not deteriorate but remain constant. For example, manufacturing cost per product and cost of installation to remain constant. Now, a DMARC project can have several secondary metrics, but just one primary metric. Whereas, a DFSS project can have more than one primary and secondary metric. Goal statement quantifies the project goal. Usually, a Six Sigma DMARC project will have only a single goal. Please read this example of a goal statement and move forward when you're done.